What's the point of romantic relationships? Really, what's the point of them? Well, I should say in the modern era, the modern times that we're living in, what's the point of romantic relationships? Because it seems that a lot of them don't work out. And I sit back and I look at, how to operate a relationship or how to operate in a relationship. The basic dynamics of it seems pretty simple. But then I take a look at like the success rate, I take a look at the divorce rate, and it's like, it's through the roof. Well, the divorce rate is through the roof and the success rate is in the trash can. So I take a step back and I say, what's the point of it? Or why are people failing in this area of life as far as relationships? Why are they not successful? And then I also ask myself again, what's the point? And I think the reason is because a lot of people get into relationships for the wrong reason. Again, they get into relationships for the wrong reason. Just like you get a job for the wrong reason or you go to school for the wrong reason. It's all for the wrong reasons. And when you get in relationships or marriages for the wrong reasons, it's bound to fail. Because this mask that you're putting up or this persona that you're acting is all a front to preserve the longevity of this relationship, to ensure that you're continuously getting the benefits from that relationship. And the moment that it's not conducive, or the moment that you find a better option, or the moment that you find the real option, or the moment that, you're tired of this faking, relationships is done. And I think that's the real reason why relationships are just unsuccessful in this modern day we're living in. We could say it's the gender wars. We could say it's this, it's that. I believe that adds on to it. But if you're in a relationship for the right reasons, it's built on a strong foundation, I don't see how, number one, these gender wars could be entertaining to you. And number two, you will see that they're, just propaganda. A lot of people are in relationships and they are not healed. Again, a lot of people are in relationships and they are not healed. So when you enter in relationships and you're not healed, you're bound to bleed on somebody who didn't cut you. A lot of people are in relationships for self-serving purposes, self-serving reasons. Because their partner has a good job, or their partner may look good, or they like the way that their partner treats them. But they are not willing to reciprocate that energy back to them, which makes it self-serving. So that puts you in the line of being an energy vampire, where one person serves, gives, and the other person receives and doesn't reciprocate that energy back. And when that happens, when that dynamic takes place, guess what happens? One person gets tired, they eventually wake up and see that their energy has been drained and they've been used, and they leave. Or if they don't leave, they see that their energy has been drained and they start to pull back. And when they pull back, the person who they pull back from doesn't like the attention that they are not receiving anymore. They don't like the pedestal that they've been taken off of. So what do? They either pull back or they leave. Like I said, people get in relationships because the other person has finances so they can financially take care of them. This other person looks good on paper so they can take them home to their family and their family is happy. But none of these things equate to desire. None of these things equate to wanting to build with this person, wanting to have longevity with these people. Nothing. A lot of times the people that we want to have these relationships with or build teams with, or whatever the case may be. A lot of the reason why we don't go after these relationships is due to outside reasons, outside people, outside influences. Your parents or family may feel some type of way, or they don't fit into the culture, or they may not look like you. They may not financially be there where there's need to be in order to be equally yoked with you, as society says. But I believe romance can come before finance. But anyways, you know, so some people feel that some people are not financially ready, so they don't take them on as a relationship. Even though I feel, like I said, that has nothing to do with it. Some people are not healed. Some people don't want to heal. Some people are insecure. It's a lot of reasons why, people don't go after the people that they can truly be with and build with. The people or the person that God has kind of put them here on earth to be with. A lot of people don't go after those relationships. Yet they go after the ones that make them feel comfortable, or the ones that would make them comfortable, or the ones that would alleviate whatever kind of stress or issues that they're currently going through. But like I said, it's all self-serving. It's not for the benefit of your soul, I should say. Those are the real relationships that you should be in. The ones that brighten up your soul. The ones that force you to grow. The ones that allow you to be your highest self, your best self. Those are the ones. So I say, what's the point of a modern relationship? What's the point of being in a relationship? Where you see a lot of guys now are just, going along to get along, just to say they have a girlfriend. What do they call it now? It's a word that they have for it now. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it's almost like they're role playing, being these certain guys who like these books, or like these tees, these matcha tees, or the type of clothes, and wear those Trader Joe's bags and all that. Performing, performative males. There we go. There's a lot of performative males out here just to say they have a girlfriend. So they're performing to be this kind of fellow in order to attract. But then again, that's all self-serving, and those relationships are not going to last. The same thing with certain females out here performing to like what guys like, or to like, or acting that they're not this type of way. And eventually that mask has to slip and fall. And when that mask slips and falls, their true selves become them, and their true selves cannot maintain those relationships. So, what's the point? Like I said, I walk around and I see a lot of guys just taking shit, just eating shit just to have a girlfriend. And I say, what's the point? I see a lot of girls, going through abuse, or going through a guy cheating on them over and over and over, being abusive, or, just certain things. And I sit back and I say, that's not normal. But why do you accept it? So I'm going to leave that here. What's the point of a modern relationship? What's the point of being in a relationship in modern times? Seems like everybody's just in it for the wrong reasons. Let me know how y'all feel about this. This third eye rich. Y'all be safe out there. Love and blessings.